Hello, everyone. How are you? And hope you're having a fantastic day, and may peace be upon you. Welcome to the show with me, your host, Dr. Izdihar Jamil. And today I have a very special guest with me coming all the way from London. She was just here, though, in Orange County, California, a few weeks ago to give her TEDx talk. And today, Razia is going to be sharing her tips on how you can look good on camera, a secret that she has uncovered after, she's a photographer for 15 years and taken thousands of photos. So let's bring Razia up and welcome her to the show. Hi, Razia. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me here.
How are you? So you've just given a TEDx talk, and today we're just going to go straight into unpacking your secret to looking good on camera. First of all, Raza, you've taken, thousands of pictures for, the last 15 years, pictures of people in corporate, in everyday life, on weddings. So why is it that, stepping in front of the camera, scare people, they have this fear of the, being in front of camera just kind of scares them a little bit, especially when it's in a professional setting?
Yeah, I just think that people feel really awkward because, they feel the insecurities come out. I mean, we all start looking at ourselves in the photograph and seeing the things that we don't like about ourselves. And that's what I found when I'm taking photographs of people. The best way I found is to capture them naturally. But yes, it's absolutely is that. It's all about being comfortable. And I think when somebody that you don't know is pointing a camera at you, you do everyone, the common response I get is, oh, what do you want me to do? It's just it's an awkwardness. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, that's this awkwardness, that's this fear. How am I going to look? Is it going to translate well? Or, my hand, my tummy, like everything, like, my hijab, everything kind of like come and play together. And what I really like, you touch base on something is, take them in a natural situation versus, I mean, majority of us aren't models or untrained to be models. So models, those are the professions. But us, we're just everyday people. We move awkwardly. We sit differently. We, the way we come across is different. And I like having it in a natural setting, what you mentioned. So you've taken a lot of photos. What would you say, first of all, before stepping on camera, what advice would you give people? Like, do they need to do certain preparation, especially like for myself? I mean, Raza has taken, my photos a couple of times and love it. And before we even step into the camera, we have kind of like a whole routine of preparation. So talk us through very quickly so that people know that what they can do to get the best out of their photo before the picture's even taken.
Yeah, I would say first think about what is your intention with the photograph. What do you want to achieve? And then once we have that understanding of what is it going to be used for, where is it going to be used, how do you want to present yourself. We then look at how to get the best out of you, and it's all about confidence building. So we build around that, what you'll be wearing, your hair, your makeup, and we talk through the whole of that and the locations so that everything gels together beautifully and it tells a story. So you're telling a story, what you're wearing is telling a story, your environment is telling a story, and it's just coming together to give people a glimpse of who you are. Yeah. So we talk through, your makeup for the day, your hair for the day, and what you're wearing, and the different changes of outfits to do with where the environment is and how it would blend and work with the environment to get the best out of you.
Brilliant. So Razia was here a few weeks ago, to give her TEDx talk at TEDxHuntingtonBeach, which we're going to do in a moment. But one of the things that we did after a TEDx talk, which we thought was going to be a brilliant idea, was do a photo shoot after rehearsal, after a TEDx talk we've been preparing for 6-7 months, and to do a photo shoot. But I was thinking, since Razia was here, we might just as well, take advantage of her. And one of the things that Razia did was that we came to the location a couple of days before the shooting to get the feel, to get the vibe, to look at where are the spots or the angles that we're going to have the photo shoot on. And whether it's going to be gelling with the brand. And Razia, you mentioned something about being intentional, in which your outfit, your props, the location tells a story. So how do people know what kind of story they want to tell, and if that story is the right story for people?
It all depends on your brand and, again, what your intention is. So, for instance, if you are a yoga teacher and you want to improve your brand and get some more images out there and become more visible, or if you need images for your website, you'll be thinking about, right, so my brand is yoga. These are my keywords. This is what I stand for. Then what we do is we look for locations that connect with your keywords, your story, your essence, what you're trying to portray to everybody. So, for instance, if you're all about being high end and your audience that you're trying to speak to is high end, everything is high end, then everything around you for the photo shoot has to reflect that. It has to reflect high end. So we're looking for locations that connect with and resonate with your message.
Brilliant. So the location, the vibe of the place, the clothing of how you want to, it's almost like an everyday thing of you, like the clothing, but it's a little bit of elevation to it. And how you coming across, like lighting, that it all comes together. Okay, so we have a little bit of clip here that highlights on Razia's TEDx journey. Who would have thought, right? Razia, who's always behind the camera, would actually be in front of camera herself. And, it's interesting to see. So let's take a look at her.
California, looking grey like London.
I'm in the London Underground Tube Station. I'm in the London Underground Tube Station.
I'm in the London Underground Tube Station.
Next.
Your photo has the ability to go from a mere photo into a powerful tool of connection.
We're leaving California. Goodbye, California. We've had the most amazing time.
Thank you.
Oh, that's just so special, looking after that. It was a journey since beginning of the year. Like, actually, Razia, your journey started last year when, you were invited to apply last year, but it's for some reason it didn't work out. And, when things doesn't work out, probably like it's for something better. And so let's talk about what was your intention to giving a TEDx talk, first of all?
I wanted to encourage people to have Because the biggest thing that I find about having a photograph taken is people lack the confidence, and it's always about the way we look, and it stops us. We have these barriers, and what I wanted to do was break the barriers and encourage people to get in front of the camera, because there is another power within us that is far more powerful than how we look. Yes, the way we look is important, but it's all about how we present ourselves and how we use our internal energy. It's like the X factor that nobody talks about. And I haven't seen anybody talking about it. All the other advice that you get about looking good on camera is, you know, try this angle and do this angle and do the higher angle and get the lighting from here. But nobody talks about the power that we hold within us and how it actually translates through us and can be seen and captured on camera. So I wanted to convey that message and give everyone the confidence to know that they are enough, and everyone can be powerful. Everyone has the ability to be powerful in front of the camera and relay a message.
Yeah, and one of the things you mentioned in your TEDx talk, if you haven't watched Razia's TEDx talk, you want to go and watch it. It's on YouTube, and appearing powerful is one thing, but also having that connection from one human being to another. I think that is the essence of your TEDx talk, because if we don't have connection, even if it's a stranger's picture, people are just going to walk past by it. But that was not what happened to you in that busy London underground tube station. As you walked out of the tube station, you saw this photograph that captivates you and connects you and just kind of like hits you. It's like a photograph. It wasn't even, it was a photograph of a non-model kind of person.
Yes.
You know, it wasn't someone who was, you know, a stunning, beautiful person, but it was an elderly man, which is far beyond the conventional beauty. Nobody thinks an elderly man is kind of like beautiful, beautiful conventional way.
Yeah.
So give us a little bit of tip into what really connects you to that photograph, and then how it translates to when you take pictures of other people, and how it translates that emotion through them, through that pictures that hits direct to the audience.
I think what was so powerful about that photo is, you're correct. It was, normally we put so much emphasis on the way that we look, but this was a photo of an elderly man, and it stopped me in my tracks. And I spent a large majority of my career photographing weddings. Now, in weddings, we know everybody, and I'm looking for connection, and I'm photographing moments that people are going to cherish forever. But everyone knows each other. So when they see the photograph, that it's a very special moment, but they're very connected because they know everyone. This was a photo of a stranger that transcended language, and it stopped me in my tracks. And it showed me that there is a power within all of us, and it all starts with connection. So yes, thank you for highlighting that. But can you remind me of what the original question was now? Because I wanted to make that point. Sorry.
I know, right? Like, so am I. When I'm in the moment, I'm in the moment.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what was that secret that you talked in your TEDx talk that is going to help bring the emotion and connection that transcends from this person through the camera and then through the images and connects with the audience on the other side?
So I have taken thousands of photographs, and I found that the more that I focused on connection and getting a real connection from that, drawing that connection out of the person, and the more I focused on getting a genuine emotion from that person, the more they radiated, the more beautiful they looked, the more illuminated they looked. So I put two and two together. It was connection versus plus authenticity resulted in this eternal light that came from inside out and can be caught on camera. It's not until you see the before and afters that you realize, because I can talk about it and I can say, yeah, this is amazing. And, you know, this is the it's only when you see the before and the after that you can see, wow, this is really powerful. And that's what I was seeing. I was taking pictures of them. The first picture is like, everyone's sort of like awkward and they're feeling. And then I found ways of drawing out the natural emotion and the genuine emotion, because there is statistics showing that the more genuine and the more authentic we are, the more genuine smile we can give, the more attractive we appear. And there's a statistic on that showing that, you know, we're considered more attractive. So I was finding this out for myself. And yeah, so I came across a technique that's actually used by actors, and they use it to convey genuine emotion and infuse the scenes that they're acting in with genuine emotion. And we all get connected, and when we watch a film, we'll be crying along with them, won't we? And we know it's not real, but we're drawn in. And I thought that was powerful. So I adapted their technique for photography, and it works every time. There isn't anybody that it hasn't worked for, and it just brings everyone's natural beauty forward. So it's a technique called the emotional memory technique.
Beautiful, emotion memory technique. And, one thing you mentioned about what other people would tell you to do, other photographers. My son Oprah recently had his pictures taken for his hockey club, right? Like his profile photos. And the photographer was like, okay, look to the right, do this, lift your stick this way, look here, look down, look back, turn around, and that's it. I mean, obviously it's only 13. There's not much to it for that part. But even when I see, sometimes my Instagram is being bombarded with photographs, you cross your legs, your hands like this, hands like that, right? But none of them highlights or shares what you share, which is bringing in genuine emotion from you through the camera and to the pictures through the audience. And I feel that is like a huge missing piece, because everybody can stand cross, hands over here, lean forward, right? But it takes you to, would you say, like being vulnerable, like getting in touch, like, breaking down your own barriers for you to invoke a certain emotion when you think about someone, whether it's joy, it is sadness or happiness, whatever that, love or compassion, or sometimes it'd be like, oh, I'm so mad at this person, and you kind of like do that. So how is it that people are able to do that when it's kind of a little bit awkward to do that, but also like, you don't want to show that side of yourself. So how can people allow that emotion to come through as natural as possible?
I say, firstly, number one, find a photographer that you feel connected to and really understands your message and you feel comfortable with. And then secondly, I would say, is to use the emotional memory technique. And my best advice on this technique, and I do give the blueprint of the technique in the talk, is to think about the emotion that you want to convey, the story, in your image, and find a memory that conveyed that emotion. And basically you think about that memory. So if you're thinking about joy, then find a memory that links with joy. Then there's so many different, points in our life where we can think of those memories, big key points or even small points. It doesn't have to be something huge, but something that's going to evoke an emotion. And then what you do is you focus on the feeling. And then that feeling, as soon as you think of that feeling, you can't help it. It is a involuntary response. The muscles in your face change. You just relax. Because you're not thinking about the camera. You're thinking about that memory, and that memory is bringing the emotion into your face, and that's what is then being seen through the camera. It's being captured by the camera.
Yeah, it's been captured that camera, and also finding a photographer that you trust, that you have a connection to, that you're going to make you feel safe, the warmth or generosity, because it's a little bit scary to go on camera. And if you don't feel that connection with that photographer, or like I remembered when the photographer was taking Oprah's picture, there was a lot of things going on. There were other kids, there were other photographers. So I feel like the photographer was a little bit disconnected or distracted, and kind of like, just like, take the shot. Okay, look right, look left. You stick over here. I haven't seen how the photo turns out yet. I mean, it's going to turn out, I'm assuming it's going to turn out good, but it's lacking something, a genuineness, that emotion to it. I mean, I should have told the organization, take Razia, fly her out and take all this, like, hundreds of kids' pictures with a hockey stick going on. So Razia, let's wrap the session up, because, going on a TEDx journey wasn't easy. It started off last year when we kind of brainstorm the idea that you have. And you mentioned to me that you're glad that you waited a year, because it allowed you to deepen your idea. And that is one of the keys for those of you who want to give a TEDx talk. You really want to think about your idea. What is the unique perspective, different, or something specific about it, and give it time to mature, versus just, I have an idea about trauma. I'm like, what part of it? Or like, if Razia was like, I have an idea, I just want people to look good on camera. I'm like, how? Why? So what is the essence of it? So give us like a quick behind the scenes of your TEDx journey. We started since beginning of the year, and your talk has just been released. So, even though the talk has just been released, it's not the end. It's actually the beginning of Razia sharing her message. So give us some behind the scenes of, your TEDx journey.
Oh, I just thought that the TEDx journey was amazing. And I started off with this concept, and it just matured and matured and matured. And it was just an amazing journey. I really enjoyed it. And I think the support that was given to help mature the idea was amazing as well. Because I came in with a concept, and then it was like, yeah, but Razia, you could take, you maybe explain this a little bit better, I think from the first draft to all the way to the very moment, it changed so much, I think, my talk, until I really felt like I'd grasped the essence of what I was trying to say. So yeah, it was great.
Absolutely. Remember, like, in the process, Razia you wanted to start your talk with something else, right? Something about Shakespeare. And I was like, yeah, sure, Shakespeare. And then we came to, it's a process. We're like, we're just going to chop off Shakespeare, and we're going to jump in straight to you on the London Underground Tube station, and we're going to start with that. So what people don't know, like Razia, it takes a while, again, with the process and the iteration, whatever you submit on the first time, because we have homework every month at TEDx Huntington Beach. It's not going to be the end. And I think people underestimate the process or the iteration and the feedback, right, to get to where you are now.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, I wanted to originally start with, there's a famous saying a picture is worth 1,000 words. And I originally felt that it's a very powerful saying, and it is absolutely right, because it kind of encapsulated my story, because this story of me in the London Underground station, where I'd seen the poster of the elderly man, did go beyond words. And originally I thought that's a brilliant way to start. But then I thought, does it sound a bit cliched? And then I played with it, and I thought, I brought Shakespeare into it. And then I thought, oh my gosh, I don't want to offend the whole of the UK, because he's a national treasure. And then we dropped Shakespeare and went straight to the point, to the story, which was powerful within itself. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, what was your favorite moment for those who are thinking to give a TEDx talk? What was your, favorite moment or something that is unforgettable throughout your TEDx journey? Because you flew all the way from London to California. You had Yusuf with you, your son, accompanying you. You saw in the reel earlier. She was like, "Is this London or is this California?" Because the weather was like Londonish weather. So, what's your favorite moment or something unforgettable from your TEDx journey?
From the TEDx journey, oh, there were so many moments. I just feel like I feel the team. What I wasn't expecting was the kind of support that I got from the team. I thought we'd just be, be given a little bit of guidance, but there was like so much guidance. And I think by the time I got to doing the talk, I felt so confident with it. And I felt that the team that we had, everybody was a team player. That's what I loved about it. Everybody was a team player and we were all there supporting each other to give the best talk that we could. And I just felt like I resonated with everyone on such an amazing level. Yeah. And I loved America. Wow, it was so cool. Getting onto a plane and going to California and just seeing the whole culture that I've seen on TV and seeing all that and the warmth of the people, the whole experience. It was the warmth. Which is, there's a slightly different culture here in the UK.
Yeah, the
We don't,
warmth, the generosity, right?
generosity, yeah. Like if you walk past somebody in the UK, we don't give eye contact, right? But if you walk past somebody in America, you make eye contact, you say hello as you walk past, and have a nice day. And it's like, whoa, I will have a nice day. Thank you.
Maybe that's just in Orange County. Maybe that's just in Orange County. But, who knows? It could be other parts of America as well. But you mentioned something about the team, right? It is an extraordinary team. One, because we play for the vision. And two, we are there because we care, that we want to be there.
And
We
I
are
felt
committed.
that. Yeah.
Yes, and taking care of everybody. Every single thing has been meticulously, intentionally thought of. Like it wasn't something random. Oh, we're just going to do this. No, everything has been very intentional to give you a certain kind of result. And Raza is not a trained speaker. Most of the time she's behind camera, but the same with choosing the right photographer that has connection with you. It's the same wherever you go, of having, whether you're in corporate world or business or at school, you want to have a team that cares, or be in a group of people that cares, that creates connection. Raza mentioned something about being a player. Like you really want to play in this game because the team is as strong as the weakest link.
Oh my gosh, the encouragement, like keep going, and everything was said with encouragement. So, even if you had something to say that in terms of improvement, it was always said with encouragement, and everybody, we're here to support one another, and let's be intentional with whenever we were doing our talks, when we were doing the actual virtual rehearsals, it was, let's give our intention for this person, and let's get let's help them present their best talk. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. It was all about the team, and which was very amazing. Yeah.
Beautiful. And you touched something that people often overlook is rehearsal. We rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed right from the beginning. It wasn't towards the end, but every time you submit a homework every month, you rehearsed. We have a group rehearsal. We have a virtual rehearsal. We have a mini rehearsal. We have an in-person rehearsal. Like we kept on going to the point that everything is in your body, so that you have the best possible chance of delivering your talk that's going to impact the audience. And, who could forget that all that behind the scenes of that mixer / dinner kind of thing, having that, the lady who's not going to jump into the airline kind of thing with one of our speakers, like success. Intention of success from one of our speakers. Okay, Raza, let's wrap things up with fill in the blanks.
Oh gosh.
Beauty in a photograph is when?
when we connect with our deeper selves and we tell our story.
Beautiful. Connect with our deeper self and tell our story. That's more to just like taking a photograph. So Razia, thank you so much for being in the show today, for sharing your ideas, your tips, your experience, to look good on camera, and then also giving us a highlight on your TEDx journey. So make sure you go and watch Razia's TEDx talk. It's live on TEDxHuntingtonBeach.com, or you can search it on YouTube to find out how she unpacks her process of bringing out genuine emotion. And until the next episode, this is your host, Dr. Izdihar Jamil. And remember, bravery isn't just about talk. It's about how you tell your story and the genuine emotion that you make others feel. Okay, everybody, until the next episode, take care. May peace be upon you. Bye. Let's say bye, Razia.
Thank you for having me.